So if you fuse together the image of God and the likeness of God, like in a reactor, what you will produce is dominion, a kingly reign. If you fuse together the image and the likeness of God, what will come out of it is the administration of authority. Authority so strong that nothing can refute it. That advertises one of our primary areas of warfare, that enemy may not be able to subvert in the day that the believers will not be, and I say that authoritatively, more so because of the cross, will not be able to subvert any one of us when we begin to administer the authority as of the Christ. His labor, however, is to ensure that the expression of the image and the likeness of God is fractured, and that's what he did to Adam. Could not do anything to the image, so what he ensured was that Adam allowed another software to be installed in the image. Adam opened a gate by disobedience onto another installation called death. So you'll find out that, like I've said, that the image of God has how many assignments? Basically, the image of God has 3 assignments. One is that it is by the image of God that you can contact God. 2, it is by the image of God that you can contain God. 3, it is by the image of God that you can dispense God. Once I look like David, physically, I can touch him. When you watch movies, you find out that spirits cannot touch man. If the movie is a sensible one, if a spirit wants to slap you, his hand will pass through. Now, there are things that spirits can do to gain tangibility, but normally they are not. So it's possible to be walking and something walks in and walks out and continues moving, and you don't even know. But there are classes of spirits that can occasion tangibility, so that you are walking and you knew you walked into an object, but you can't see it. You find out that when man fell, like I'm saying now, God could no longer dwell in man. And so there was a search for a house for God. And because it pleased God to dwell in the earth, in Exodus chapter 25, he told Moses to tell the people to build him a sanctuary. I can't live in you, but I want to be here, and I don't want to be a roaming spirit. So can you put together something? That's Exodus 25:8, right? Good. Put together something that looks like the original place in which I dwelt with you, and I will be there. But you'll find out that the end of that sanctuary was actually a man. For in John chapter 14, Jesus called himself by a name that God had been waiting for. He called himself my Father's house. So that was a challenge that God had, because when man fell, the image was tampered with. And the way the image was tampered with was that another kind of likeness called death. Death means separation from God. In that case, began to work. So if you put a virus inside a computer, the computer can still turn on. When the day the virus comes in, it won't affect your ability to put it on. It will first attack some of your files, so that you typed a project. Your project is 92 pages. And when you came back, you see that there's a file extension to your project. It was a Microsoft Word document. Now it has Z, Y, B, and C. And if you click it, you'll find out that there are many X's and O's inside your project. That's the way your new project looks. And if you don't have a smart person to solve it, you will need to start again. But this computer still came on now. Leave the virus inside it. After a while, it will begin to affect some major things, and then the computer will be dead. It meant that computer died by dying. When God told Adam, in the day that you eat of the fruit of this tree, you shall surely die. The expansion of surely die is in dying, you will die. So Adam's separation from God was not instant. There was still an aspect of his existence, or of the functions of the image, that was active. One, Adam could no longer dispense God because could no longer represent him. 2, Adam could no longer contain God, but Adam could contact God. Because when God came, he said, Adam, where down. Did Adam hear or not? Heard. So that's contact. It's on that strength that an unbeliever can hear from God. You got saved because in your dying state, God left that aspect of you to be able to relate with him. So there are people who got saved without a man preaching to them. It was God that met them. Because even in their dying state, contact. Where I'm going is, if you react the two together, what you produce is dominion. And then the Bible now shows us 3 or 4 different layers, not 3 basically the earth, the sea, and the air, as to give us a picture of the spheres over which man had dominion in the earth. So from Genesis 1:26, the scope of man's dominion is the earth. If something comes to attack from the air, man can shut it down. If something is projected from the waters, man can shut it down. Because the head, as by design for the water bodies, is not a mermaid. You need to listen well and listen again to the sermon. I'm trying to combine like 10 sermons in one because of the urgency. You heard of a mermaid before? Yeah. A mermaid, they say it's a fable, but they are real. When you labor long, you will not block one. I've had all those experiences. I've been in Ogbomoso for a while. So I had one of the strongest gates in our city here is a water body. And the water body, if you pray long, the mermaid there will flash you. But you see, a mermaid is an illegal being, because in the day that God gave headship to the sea, who was the head? Fish, not mermaid. It means the mermaid is an impostor. But the fish does not have capacity to sack a mermaid. That's what man uses dominion for. To re-establish the headship of fish is man's assignment. So if as a teacher you put a class captain and then one big noise maker at the back says, if you write name of noise maker again, you're in trouble. It's me that will be writing now. If the teacher has dominion, the teacher will say, boy, go back to your seat. This is my class captain. These projections are this, from these beings, largely due to the fact that those who were given protectorate rights over the sea have gone to sleep. Because dominion is responsibility. I call it kingly rule